BetMGM is pitching baseball fans a chance to swing for the fences. Register using code CHAMPION200 and win $200 in free bets when you place a $10 moneyline wager on any Major League Baseball game and either team hits a home run, regardless of your bet's outcome. Enjoy baseball like never before with BetMGM's daily promotions at your fingertips all season long. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use code CHAMPION200 to win $200 when you bet $10 on an MLB game and either team hits a home run. Sign up today and find out why nothing beats a win at the King of Sportsbooks. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Virginia only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-532-3500.
Hi guys. Dr. Drwendydearborne is in the house. That's right, guys. Yours truly is here with another episode of You and the Laws of Attraction. Well, guys, welcome to the show. And today we're talking about the power of taking a step back. And that's right, there's power. Actually, there is power in everything you do. But today we are focusing on the power of taking a step back. So guys, today is April the 9th, 2022, and the hour is 9 a.m. Yes, it's nice, bright, early. It's wonderful here in Las Vegas. It's warm. Actually, it's very, very warm, unseasonably warm. And the irony is that while we're in the 90s today, next week it's going to drop 30 degrees. So, you know, we're weather wimps here in Las Vegas. So, you know, we're going to feel that. We're going to be moaning and groaning. And as my family would say, you know, I'll go out, I'll have a jacket on and flip-flops. So, you know, or sandals or something like that. But anyway, guys, I hope everything's really going well in your world and that we are into the 4th month of 2022. So it's my hope that what you are wanting for yourself for 2022 and beyond, it's my hope that you are utilizing the universal laws of attraction to assist you in getting it. Now, the universal laws of attraction, guys, it is the laws, plural, and not the law. The law of attraction is a part of the universal laws of attraction, and it's important to know that. One of the things that I am doing this year is, guys, look, how do I even phrase it? There's so much information. I'm going to say information. No, content. I'll use the word content. There's so much content out there. And one of the things that I am always amazed to see is that people really don't know how to utilize the power of their word and or the laws of attraction. And as I'm saying this to you now, I realize that in itself is a show that I've done before, but evidently because it's coming forth the way in which it is, it's a show that needs to be done again. But anyway, that being said, it's the laws, plural, and not the law of attraction. It's important to understand that everything that you do creates a law because you are law. Guys, you get that? You are law. But again, that's a whole nother show by itself. Today's show, once again, is about the power of taking a step back. This show is all about me, or this podcast, as it were, is all about me. It's all about you. It's all about us creating the lives that we want to live through the understanding, through the implementation, and through the workings of our conscious mind. Our conscious mind and our conscious ability to choose for self. It's vitally important to understand that your life is based and predicated upon the choices that you make. Wherever you find yourself in life, whether good, bad, or indifferent, you get to choose also what that is. It's done because of your choices. And let me just be clear. I'm not saying that I condone anything that has happened to you or where you find yourself now in this minute. What I'm saying to you is choice got you to where you are, and choice will change that for you. And that's health, wealth, love, whatever's going on for you. Choice will change that. And many people actually look for something physical to make change with. Change starts within. The change has to begin within you. If you don't make that change from inside, it doesn't matter what lip service you're giving, nothing will change in your life. Or what you will find is you'll find yourself rolling back into, and I do say rolling back into, the same sort of situation that you've left. Change has to take place within you first. Change has to take place within you so that your subconscious self or your super self or whatever phrase you want to use, your inner self, whatever phrase makes you feel comfortable, that makes that change. That makes that change. And this is what I mean when I said that people, they don't have a clear understanding of how the universal laws, plural, of attraction work. You have a job to do so that the energetic side of things can bring into form that which you say that you want. Your job is to know what you want. And it's one of the hardest jobs in the world. Recently, I think I did a podcast on this. But one of the hardest jobs in the world is to know what you want and stay focused on that. And stay focused on that irrespective of what's going on around you. You have to believe in it to the point where you and the thing that you are wanting become one. You don't just see it. As I've said in my webinar on visualization, which is really important, you don't just see the thing. You don't just become it. You are it. As I've said before, if you want a house, don't just see the house. Don't just see yourself walking around the house. Become the heartbeat of the house. When you touch the walls, you should be able to feel your pulse radiating from the walls. The walls of the house become you. You and the house are not only one, but it's a DNA representation of you. Both a physical and a spiritual DNA representation of you. And guys, I can feel myself going off point and off topic. So as Jamila says, I'm going to try and stay on point and on topic. So today's show, what I was saying was, what do I do? I'm a choice and laws of attraction expert. I support people in getting clarity around what it is that they want and then utilize the universal laws in order for them to sustain the desired wanting so it can come into form. That's what I do. The other thing is, guys, as we move forward, you will hear this sound. Let me just crank this up a little bit. Whenever you hear the bell, guys, whenever you hear the bell, know that I'm getting ready to shift gears. I'm getting ready to shift gears, and or I'm saying something that I think is really pertinent to the discussion, very pertinent or really important. Whether it's important to you is a whole different ball game, which leads me to say this. Always make sure that you do your due diligence. Anything that I am sharing with you on this show, in the content that I post, in any of my writing, anything like that, right? Any of the videos, what Dad said, anything that I do, make sure that you have the understanding that this is my experience. So, guys, make sure that you have the understanding that I'm giving you now. This is my experience. You need to do your own due diligence. As the saying goes, you need to do you, boo. You need to have your own experience. Whatever I'm sharing with you, it's not about cloning. It's not about anything like that. It's about me sharing my experience with you so you can take from it what works for you and leave what doesn't. If this doesn't work for you, then fine, moving right along. If it works for you, fine, moving right along. If some of it does, you got the drift. Fine, moving right along. So guys, once again, welcome to the show. My name's Dr. Wendy Dearborne, and I will be your host for the next, I don't quite think it's going to be 60 minutes. I'm not 100% sure. I never usually am, so just roll with me on that, guys. So let us get started. And I need to pull this up here. Hopefully I said what the name of the show was. The Power of Taking a Step Back. Yes, I did. I recall that. The Power of Taking a Step Back. Well, this is something that I had written, and I actually put this into the Facebook group, The Laws of Attraction in Action. So I actually posted this in the group. Sometimes one of the hardest things in life for us to do is to take that agonizing step away, or to take that emotionally painful step back. And especially if we're taking that step away or that step back from the people that we love. You know, if we're going to take a step back from, if it involves loved ones, it makes it extremely challenging. And that's no if, buts and ands. It makes it challenging. Making your choice, and it's a choice, making a choice to step away or step back. What this will do for you is to create voluntary space, and voluntary space between those whom you are stepping away from, and voluntary space for yourself. And within this space, you're going to find breathing room. Within this space, you're going to find that place where you can inhale and exhale freely. You're going to find objectivity, and hopefully for everybody involved, a new perspective. But as I have written in this blog, don't always count on gaining a new perspective. Okay? Don't always count on that. But as I said, hopefully everybody involved will find a new perspective. Because sometimes it simply boils down to the fact that you taking a step back and standing by that decision, standing on that decision is perspective enough for you. Now, when I talk about taking a step back away from, or stepping away or stepping back from people, places and things that are going through things, tumultuous things, whatever it is, it's usually not a good thing that's going on. So, and again, just so we're on the same page, I'm not talking about taking a step away or taking a step back so you can watch someone fall on their arse, or you can watch them flounder and drown, or you can watch them writhing around in pain. That's what I'm not talking about that. I'm not even remotely talking about that. So if this is what the thought process is that you're having, you can just click this podcast off and keep going on your merry little way, because it's not about that. Taking a step back, and this is what I'm talking about. Taking a step back or a step away is as much about you as it is about the person or the people whom you are stepping away from. Once again, it's about creating space so that objectivity can rule, so that there is breathing room, so both parties don't implode. It's about giving those who you are stepping away from permission to make choices that are in the best interest of self without you muddying the waters. And yes, guys, you do muddy the waters while the intent is good. You get 1,000% for the intent. You get 1,000% for the desire and the wanting to help. You get 1,000% for not wanting your loved ones to go under in your estimation. You get 1,000% for loving and caring. However, stepping back actually gives people permission to make choices that are in the best interest of self. Now, taking this action, stepping back, can leave you feeling devoid of the proverbial warm and fuzzies. It can make you feel really horrible. It can make you feel like a rotten person. You may also find yourself on the top of people's no Christmas card for you list. Or you could be ostracized by friends and family and your work colleagues and your peers, etc., all who think that you are doing the wrong thing. Taking this action can actually make you feel conflicted inside, really conflicted. Because once again, when you see somebody struggling, for the most part, our innate desire is to help them not struggle, is to stop the struggling for them. And guys, when I say that I do understand this, believe me, I do. It's innate within us, but it's not always the right thing to do. So you may be conflicted, and that might express itself with an internal dialogue, an internal dialogue that readily lays out the negative prognosis of what will go wrong, what will go wrong, what can go wrong, what will go wrong, what can go wrong. And if you take this action, and that's what keeps going round in your head, it's the kind of internal dialogue that just won't shut up. It won't shut up. And because you're conflicted, because you want to save somebody, and you are conflicted, because you really feel you know that you can save somebody, and you feel conflicted, that kind of dialogue leads to an all-inclusive trip paid, an all-inclusive vacation of guilt tripping. You're going to feel guilty. Well, let me just say this to you before I go on, and let me get me little buzzer. I'm going to buzz here. All right, let me just say this before I go on, okay? If what you're doing to help whomever out of whatever situation they're in, if what you're doing and has been doing isn't working, then yes, it's to go on to the next thing. But if you've been doing this for several months, several weeks, several years, and it's not working, you actually need to do something different. And this is what I mean by the power of stepping back. Once again, what you're doing isn't wrong. You just need to tweak it. You just need to tweak what you're doing. Because again, when you're conflicted, you'll experience all these emotions. You'll experience that roller coaster of emotions. And yet concentric concentric in the center of it all, concentric to all of everything that's swirling around you, is that deep, resolute feeling that simply states stepping back or stepping away is intrinsically the right thing for you to do. Even if it's an unpopular choice with yourself and everybody else. And guys, that's right. I said, even if it's an unpopular choice with you too, it's an unpopular choice because you too are ostracizing facets of yourself. You too are conflicted about stepping back. You too are having that internal dialogue that continuously lays out the negative prognosis of what will go wrong if you take this action as stepping back. Now, as the universal laws of attraction goes, and here we go again, guys, listen up. As the universal laws of attraction unfold, you need to understand this. And this is really, really important. Just because you believe someone has made a wrong choice doesn't mean it is a wrong choice for them. So once again, just because someone has made a wrong choice by your guesstimation, by your thought process, which is based on your life's experience, doesn't mean it's the wrong choice for them. You see, guys, ultimately, you do not know what their universal contractual agreement, their universal contractual life agreement with God is. You don't know what their contract with God is. You don't know. Because that's a contractual agreement that is as close as breathing, if not closer. It is the foundation upon which they have come into form. And that contractual agreement ultimately has nothing to do with you, even if your paths are crossing in this lifetime. You see, your life is about you. Their life is about them. And yes, will the twain meet? Oh gosh, yes. Will they intertwine? Yes. But at the end of the day, your life is about you. And everybody else's life is about them. I cannot breathe for you. And you cannot breathe for me. If I need you to give me what was known as the kiss of life to breathe for me, eventually I am going to die. I cannot live on your carbon dioxide. That will kill me. Even if your intent is good, it will kill me. I have to be able to breathe for me. In the same way, I can't eat food and digest food for you and expect you to live. That's not how it works. As much as perhaps I would like it to work that way, that's not how any of that works. So hear me clearly. Just because somebody does something that in your guesstimation or estimation is wrong doesn't mean that it is a wrong choice for them. Ultimately, you do not know what their universal contractual life agreement with God is. You don't know that. And therefore, you don't know their life's purpose and the journey or what their journey is meant to look like. You don't know what that is. You see, because you should be busy doing your life's purpose. And does that mean that you don't help people? Definitely not. But what it does mean is that you don't try to control people. That's what that means. So in this instance, taking a step back or taking a step away from a situation or from people involved and people you love actually honors what all of us want most in our lives, or what all of us want most for our lives. And that's simply a chance to live our lives on our own terms, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what we want. That's what we all want. That's what we all have ever wanted, is to live our lives. And I mean live our lives on our own terms. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And it's not a complicated thing, per se, the actual concept. But based on the fact that we are, we're creatures who need social interaction, that's when everything kind of goes a bit awry. What I feel has happened is that people don't allow people the autonomy to make their mistakes. And I suppose for me, my skew on it is a little different. You see, having a near-death experience really changes the view, or having a life-changing experience that actually really moves your position on how you view things, especially in regards to life and death and the actual living and dying aspect of life and death, can be powerful. You see, because I realize that being here is a temporary situation. I know that being here, and I say being here, being in this life, being in this incarnation, is about learning and about growing and about a soul stretch. It's about experiencing things. I also know that at some stage, you'll make your transition. At some stage, I'll make my transition. And one of the things I know you've heard me say repeatedly is all the physical things that you have acquired, those physical things don't go with you. And I think if you've learned anything from the excavations of tombs of mummies, in particular like Tutankhamun and others, none of that stuff goes with you. Look what they found when they excavated his tomb. Look at all the riches, or what they called riches, that they found when they excavated the tomb. That stuff doesn't go with you. What you do actually take with you is the experience that you have had, the feelings that they have invoked, and then how you've used those feelings to move forward and to live your life. That's what you take with you. That's what you take with you. The things that you have done with, to, and for others, which means the things that you have done to yourself. So, taking a step back and taking a step away from any situation, from people, places, things, people you love, etc., even people you might not love, actually honors, once again, what we most want in our lives. And that really is to live our lives on our own terms. And while we do look for approval, that's something that we're kind of innately trained to do. And I say innately trained, which that's actually an oxymoron, really and truly. It's what we're trained to do. Approval. We're always looking for accolades. And in looking for accolades, it sets one up for sometimes failure. some of the greatest names in sports, entertainment, art, in whatever field, medicine, whatever field you can think of, from whatever you consider to be the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. Many of the people who have made their names were once told that they're not good enough. Was once told that they're not good enough. But what happened was, within them, they believed that they were. And that they decided, I'm not listening to anybody else but the voice inside of my head. Because if I listen to anybody else and look for accolades from them, clearly I'm not going to get it. And I know that I'm good enough because I feel a vibrational pull to whatever it is, whether it be, I don't know, sports, whatever, singing, whatever, cooking, whatever it is. I feel a vibrational pull. Home care, caring for the elderly, doctors, nurses, janitorial people, let's see, lawn care, you name it, mechanics, you name it. I feel a pull. And you see the pull that they're feeling is a DNA pull. Actually, it's a spiritual DNA pull. Because once again, everybody is here under a contractual agreement. And that agreement was made with God so that people could come here and live a purposeful and a purpose-filled life. You're here for a reason. Look, darling, nothing happens here in this world without it happening for a reason. And if you think that is wrong, I don't know what to tell you, because nothing happens here without it happening for a reason. And you're here for a purpose. And whatever that purpose is, you see, oh gosh, whatever that purpose is, and I know I'm just going way off topic, but I'm coming back. Trust me. Whatever your purpose is, understand that it's huge. Understand that it's huge. Once again, we are indoctrinated to believe that if your name isn't in lights, if your name isn't on the marquee, if you're not, if you don't have 1 million followers or 2 million followers on any of your social media accounts, you're a nothing and a nobody. But that's not true. That's not true. As I said in last month's episode, or the last episode, the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that creates leadership for the world. And I'm not just talking about political parties. Everybody is an integral part of what's going on the face of this planet. Everybody. This is why my favorite movie, and please don't roll your eyes. I know that my clients and people who follow my work, they know this. It's a Wonderful Life is at the top of my movie list. And I actually do have a movie list that people watch. I would give my clients, hey, watch this movie. And after you've watched the movie, now look at it from a spiritual perspective. What is this movie teaching you? What are you getting from this movie? What is it speaking to you? How is it speaking to you? So that being said, stepping away can literally mean that you can make a difference in your life and somebody else's. So guys, let me just find my bell here. Let me ring my bell. All right, I'm back on topic. Dr. Drwendydearborne here, and we're actually talking about the power of stepping away. And it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. So let me just roll on to this now. Stepping away from loved ones. Okay? So what about love? What about love? You got a loved one who has whatever issue it is that they may have. It might be an addiction. It might be health related. It might be whatever it is, job related, whatever it is. So what about love? In regards to stepping back, the ambiguity is not lost on me. And once again, hear me clearly, love has everything and nothing to do with you making a choice of this magnitude. And is it a choice of epic proportion? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Stepping away literally means stepping back from those whom you love, more often than not. Sometimes it works too for those who you don't love. But stepping away, more often than not, means stepping back from those whom you love. This could be your child. This could be your children. Yeah? This could be your spouse. This could be your mother. It could be your father. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. It could be your auntie. It could be your grandchildren. It could be your best friend, your bestie, the one who has always had your back, the one who's always been there for you, the one who you know will always be there for you, no matter what. The one who would rather lie for you than to see you, tossed into jail, or to see you lose everything that you've got. Your bestie. That one. Stepping away can literally mean stepping back from those whom you have loved for all your life. They've been a part of your life from the time that you had started breathing. It can mean stepping away from those who are floundering. Those who are struggling in your guesstimation to get their footing. Stepping away from those who, in your guesstimation and estimation, are drowning. Or no matter what they do, they seem unable to get traction on the slippery slope of life that they have chosen. They can't seem to get any traction to move forward in a direction that you consider to be positive, and sometimes what they may consider to be positive. Stepping away can literally mean stepping back from those who you love, or those who are being buried alive. Buried alive by their choices. Buried alive by their inability to move from underneath the stuff that they are choosing to pile on top of themselves. Or it could be stepping away from those whom you love, who are dying before your eyes, incrementally, inch by inch by inch. And are we all dying? Yes. But for some, it's definitely more painful and definitely more visible than others. And you see, because you love them, and the desire to fix them, things can become overwhelming. And yes, the desire to fix somebody based on your life experiences and based on what you want for them, can it be overwhelming? Yeah. And when you actually go to implement this fix, For a lot of people, it doesn't work. Actually, for the majority of people, it doesn't work. For the majority of people, it's something that's temporary. For the majority of people, it creates more tension, more disruption, more dysfunction within the relationship. And the reason for that is because whatever fix you're using or you want to use, the person you are trying to fix needs to be in alignment with what you're doing and not just giving lip service. That's why interventions, for the most part, interventions don't work. Because people are trying to fix other people and the person doesn't want to be fixed. They need something else, but not the fix that you're trying to give them. So I get it. I really, really do get it. I get it. And I really do, guys. I really do get it. I get the desire to want to fix people. And this is something that I had to learn. This was a lesson. You know, let me just do this. This was a lesson, and a very hard lesson that I had to learn for myself. I always wanted to fix everybody. And it stemmed from me wanting people to be just happy and enjoying life. I wanted to fix everybody. And I realized that I can't fix anybody. I couldn't even fix myself. Hence my near-death experience. So how am I going to fix anybody if I can't fix myself? Well, one of the things I did several years ago, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, whenever it was, one of the things that I did for myself was to take a course on intrinsic coaching, intrinsic life coaching. And there's a whole story that goes behind this, but I did this course, and one of the things that it taught me is that nobody, and I know, guys, for those who have followed my work and my content, you've heard me say this. Nobody needs fixing because nobody's broken, they're not damaged, and they are not incomplete. Everybody is whole, everybody is capable, and everybody is complete. What people need is to be listened to. What people need is for somebody to be neutral, but interested in what they have to say. They need sounding boards. They don't need anybody giving them any more advice. What do you think's running around their heads? All this chatter. And that's something that I learned. And it is, outside of my near-death experience, one of the best spiritual things that have happened, or that has happened in my life. It was amazing. It was freeing. So when I say that the desire to fix somebody so that they can move forward in a life that is productive according to society and or according to you, it can be overwhelming. Yeah, I get it. The desire to do it, I really do get it. However, loving someone and doing what is intrinsically right for you, and then through osmosis is right for them, is a totally different thing. So what do I mean by that? When you do right by you, because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, right? Or you be honest with you. Do you really like having to do what you're doing? Does it not cause so much stress in your life? Do you really, really, really want to continue trying to get your grown children to do what you want them to do? Do you really want to continue trying to get your spouse to do what you need to do, what you want them to do? You know, guys, that's a heavy burden. That's a heavy burden, trying to fix somebody. So what do I mean by this? That by doing what's intrinsically right for you, that through osmosis, you're going to do right by them. It literally means that when you do the right thing for you, and you are not going against the grain, and if you're going against the grain to try and fix somebody, it's not the right thing. Yeah? If you're trying to fix somebody and they haven't told you what they need in regards to fixing, you're not doing the right thing. And I don't care who you are and what you say, it's not the right thing. And it's a temporary fix. So when you do right by you, you give them permission to do right by them. Now, this particular concept of mine isn't always popular. People have cried and they've shouted, they've railed. Some people actually, them call themselves cussing me out, you know, and well, some people have called themselves cussing me out. And the one thing that, you know, people should know, I'm not one of these, you know, turn the other cheek type of woman. That is not me. That is not me. I think a lot of people have been surprised by some of my reactions. That's not me, right? And again, if you don't agree, you don't agree. That's on you, right? That's on you. You keep moving right along. But that being said, this concept, this idea has angered many people. People have said, so what do you want me to do? Just leave my kids to flounder? What do you want to do? What do you want me to do? Just leave my spouse so, you know, he or she or whatever winds up in the bottom of a bottle. What do you want me to do? Just leave. No. I don't want you to do anything. Let's just get that straight off the bat. I don't want you to do anything. Yeah? You need to do you. Now, as I pointed out, I was giving a talk, and some people were getting really, as I call it, aerated behind this concept. And I allowed them to aerate and do their thing. And then I said, the fact that you have, and in my head, I did actually think the audacity to come at me. Actually, I think I said that. If I know myself, I actually said that. The fact that they had the audacity to come at me like this tells me that there's something in what I said that has triggered for them. And if something that I have said here has triggered for you, what I'm going to tell you is, don't waste your energy on telling me I'm wrong. Use that energy and go within to find out what it is that you want to do. Don't waste your energy on things that because at the end of the day, truthfully, I don't care. One way or another, what you think, I don't care. What I really do care about is what you're going to choose to do. That's what I care about. So guys, what I would say is this. There's power to be had in taking a step back. And as a takeaway, sometimes taking a step back will provide you with more purchase. You know, it will put you on solid ground. You'll be able to maneuver better. Both your feet will be flat on the ground. And I'm talking about figuratively and physically. Yeah? So sometimes taking a step back will provide you with more purchase. So when you extend your helping hand, you're on solid ground. And what that will give you is leverage to help pull someone up versus you not having any purchase, versus you standing on unsteady ground, versus all this stuff and you being pulled down by them. How many of you are out there trying to help somebody and you feel that you are being pulled down this slippery slope with them? How many of you, your marriages are not what you want them to be because of decisions taken to do what you think is going to help somebody that is clearly not helping them? Also, taking a step back means when you extend your hand, that they must reach for it. They must reach for it. And I mean literally and or figuratively. They have to step towards you, signaling that at least in this moment, their desire is to make change, or their desire is to choose to make change in their life. Now, is stepping back easy? Hell no, not even remotely. Is not even remotely. I cannot be before you and say that it is, because it's not. It's not. Especially when your heart is in the mix and it is pumping front and center. Does stepping back sometimes bring you to your knees? Yes, it can and it will. Will you cry? Yes, you can and you will. But that being said, guys, it is concentric. It's concentric. Stepping back is concentric to that deep, resolute, intuitive feeling that you have that simply says you need to step back and step away. It's the right thing for you, and it's the right thing for them too. So is stepping back easy? Not even remotely. Not even remotely. Especially when your heart is involved. Is it doable? Hell yes, it is. But one of the things that I would like you to take away from this podcast, and let me just ring this bell on this. You know, guys, I'm all about the nuances in life. So one of the things that I want you to take away is simply this. I want you to know that above all, choosing to step back doesn't mean that you are abandoning anyone. Choosing to step back does not mean that you are walking away. Choosing to step back doesn't mean that you're going to let your loved ones or whomever it is flounder, drown, die, bury themselves alive, or die, watch them die incrementally, bit by the choices that they are making. Taking a step back doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean you're abandoning them. Stepping back isn't walking away. Stepping back means that you recognize that you are too close to see clearly, and therefore you cannot be effective in supporting anybody with doing anything. Now, before I wrap up, let's see where I am on the clock. Whoa, right. I got 7 minutes or just under. One of the things that I would like to say to you is this. When you are trying to help anybody out of any kind of situation that is bad for them, heart-rendering, heartbreaking, that's killing them in your guesstimation. Instead of you trying to fix them, based upon your experiences. Understand that the person that you're trying to fix is having their own experience too. It is their experience that will actually create a new environment for them. Remember, they're whole, they're capable and complete no matter what is showing up before your eyes. Nobody is broken, damaged and incomplete. Nobody is. Within them, they have everything that they need. Everything that they need to create the life that they want to live. So instead of setting out to fix them, simply ask them, what are you wanting for your life in this moment? What are you truly wanting in your life for this moment? You know, and they might say if they're an addict, it might be whatever addiction of choice is theirs. Ask them, what are they wanting that to do for them? What is it that they want this to do for them? What are they wanting from that experience? And sometimes it can be those simple intrinsic questions that allow people to have their aha moments, knowing that their lives, just, they're being dragged along through life. And again, it can be that aha moment where people realize, I can't continue to do whatever I'm doing and be happy, because I actually want to be happy. That's what I want. This is what I want. And then it's a case of, okay, if you don't do what you're doing, what does it look like to experience and find that happiness? You see, guys, it's about changing the dialogue. It's about changing the dialogue. So, I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborne, and don't send me no hate mail because I will send it back to you. I'm Dr. Wendy, and do I get harsh emails? Yes, sometimes I do, actually. Yes, I do. Which is okay. I mean, you can express yourself. That's what life's all about. Taking a step back is huge. It's monumental, not just for the person or people or things that you're stepping away from, but for yourself too. Taking a step back doesn't indicate that you're giving up on anybody. It means that you're creating space so that you can think clearly, and so that the person that you, or person, people and things that you've stepped away from, they can think clearly too. Taking a step back doesn't mean that you have abandoned anybody. It really doesn't. You haven't walked away. Walking away and taking a step back or a step away are two totally different things. Understand the nuance. I'm Dr. Wendy Dearborne. You have been listening to an episode of You and the Laws of Attraction. And today we've been talking about the power, the absolute power to be found in taking a step back. Guys, until next time.